Hi, this is Elspeth from Ragged Life here, and this is a short video to show you how to choose and prepare materials for rag rugging. So as I've mentioned in my other videos, there's two types of rag rugging. There's loopy and there's shaggy. The nice thing about rag rugging is you can pretty much use any material. You can use everything from old t-shirts to cotton to sheets to bin bags if you want to. So the first thing you want to do for either type of rag rugging is to cut your material into strips. And these strips, you want them to be approximately 2 centimeters wide and as long as you can possibly get them. So this is a kind of t-shirt that I've somewhat massacred, but I just want to show you how I go about cutting up my materials. So I would always cut along the seams so that I get the biggest material possible. So here I would decide whether I wanted to keep the seams in the rag rug, in which case I would cut strips like so and have that as a strip. Or I can decide to cut all of the seams off and have it purely clean. And just make sure you keep your fingers away from the scissors because they're nice and sharp. And once you have your material like so, the best way I find to cut things up quickly is to fold it up and cut the 2 centimeter strips this way. There are going to be some bits along the end that aren't quite as neat, but once you get to the center bit, it all starts to fall into place. So here, you can say you've got your long strip, and I often get asked whether people can use materials that fray quite easily. So here I've got some Liberty Lawn, which tends to fray along the side. So one thing I always suggest if you're not sure is make sure you cut on the bias. So cut your strips diagonally, and you're much more likely to get a clean cut. No fraying. So if you look here, much less likely to fray. So long strips are good for loopy, which is this type of rag rug. But if you want to do shaggy, so this one, you're going to have to go one step further. And this is where a gauge comes in handy. So a gauge is essentially a block which has a groove through the middle. You take your long strip, you wind it around, and you can do a few of these at the same time if you want to, and then cut along the groove to give you your strips, and they're all the same length. And that is how you go about choosing and preparing your materials. And that's Elspeth from Ragged Life here. If you'd like to see any other videos, then head over to my YouTube channel, Ragged Life. Thank you.